welcome to our Sambodhi.center. This week we are very grateful that Bhante can spend time with us. Before the talk, I can give you a brief introduction of Bhante. Bhante Seelananda is the Vice Abbot of Bhavana Society Forestry Monastery of West Virginia, US. Bhante holds a BA in Buddhist philosophy, MA and Master in Philosophy in Buddhist Studies. Having understood the utility of having a PhD for a bhikkhu like he gave up his PhD practice and strived to develop his mind instead. He has also undertaken further training in mass communication, conflict resolution, human development, as well as courses in Japanese language, Bible studies while living in Sri Lanka. Bhante Seelananda is fluent in English, Pali and Sanskrit, which together with his excellent monastic roots is recognized as a dedicated monk skilled in the teaching of Buddhism and meditation to a wide variety of audiences ranging from novices to the experienced practitioners. In 2002, Bhante came to North America to teach the Dhamma and meditation techniques and disseminate the works of the Buddha. Well respected and talented in teaching Buddhism and meditation in many different states in the US and Canada, he is rendering a great service to many seekers of wisdom and meditation. With this, shall we all hold our hands together and start to I invite Bhante to give us this Dhamma talk. I think Bhante wants us to meditate first in the session.
Good evening, everybody. Let's meditate for a minute. Relax for a minute. Relaxation is important. Adjust your posture and keep the body straight. Head upright. And now close your eyes gently. Closing your eyes gently, give your full attention to the body from top to bottom and relax your body. Calm your body. Calm your mind. Giving full attention to your body. Calm your body and calm your mind. Relax each and every muscle in your body. Relax your shoulders. Relax the muscles in your chest. Relax, completely relax. Keep a calm and quiet mind. Calm and quiet mind. Now, with the calm and quiet mind, give your full attention to the base of your nostrils and patiently wait for your breath. Giving full attention to the base of your nostrils, patiently wait. Whenever you feel your breath, understand the natural breath. Natural breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Now observe your breath. Observe your breath for a while. Relax your body, relax your body, and observe your breath. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Friends, I am very happy to be here with you this evening to share the Dhamma with you. Dhamma is different. Dhamma means the teaching of the Buddha. Tonight, the suggested topic is who created this man? Who created this man? Creation is a concept, it's a belief. Creator is a belief, the concept. Soul, a concept, a belief. You can believe anything. But the Buddha said, do not believe simply because it is there in the scriptures. Do not believe simply because it is your tradition. Do not believe simply it fits to your argument, like that. So, Buddhists should have Buddh, that is intelligence, wisdom. We all should think rationally, and then we should practice and should experience. That is what is called experiential wisdom, without which not Buddhists. We have to think how things happen in the world. Creation, this concept of creation or creator is not something new, not only today. Even before the Buddha, people believed that world was created, humans and all other beings were created, and it was the same concept later on introduced to different religions. So when we think of this creation, who created this man, first of all let's understand who this man is before we understand who created this man. There's a clear answer in Buddhism. Before we come to that, let's understand who this man is. The man or woman, according to the teaching of the Buddha, is both mind and matter. Mind and matter. Everything is mind and matter. What is mind? The Buddha said mind is not mind. Mind, what is mind? Mind has three aspects. Mind is the fastest energy in the world. It is the fastest energy. Now, according to the modern science, it is the light. But according to Buddhism, the fastest energy is mind. Mind is the vital energy within us. We all have only one unit of mind, but thousands, millions, trillions of units of matter in this body. But only one unit of mind, which can reach to each and every live molecule in this body. It is such fast. That is why it is called fastest energy. So the mind has, as I said, mind has three aspects. Mind has when the mind is connected to heart, it is called chitta. The Buddha used the term chitta. When the mind is connected to brain, it is called mano. When the mind is connected to senses, it is called vijnana. So, in English, the emotional aspect. When the mind is connected to heart, that is what is called emotional aspect of mind. Whenever we have emotions, fear, love, like that, that is what is called emotions. So emotions, all emotions comes whenever we have our mind connected to our heart. That is the emotional aspect of mind. Emotions based on greed, hatred and delusion. Then whenever the mind is connected to our brain, that is called mano. Mano pubbangama dhamma. That is how the Buddha said in the Dhammapada. All actions are led by the mind. All actions are led by the mind. Mind is their master, mind is their maker. Act or speak with the defiled state of mind, then suffering follows as the cartwheel follows the foot of the ox. It's opposite. It's like the shadow that follows you without departing. So, mind, when it is connected to brain, is called mano, memory, mind, mano. Then the mind, when it is connected, mind is connected to different senses. We have 6 senses: eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind. When the mind is connected to these 6 senses, it is called perceptional aspect of mind. We perceive things through the 6 senses. That is through our mind. That is vijnana, consciousness. So this is how we have to understand what mind is. Then the matter. Matter means 4 elements, basically 4 elements. Earth elements, water elements, fire element and air element. These are the 4 basic elements in the world. All matter, whatever matter, is composed of these 4 elements. So the man or woman means mind and matter. Once the Buddha delivered a special discourse named Exposition of Elements. Exposition of Elements. You know, the Buddha, after his attainment of enlightenment, he delivered his first sermon on the full moon day of July. After that first discourse, he observed rain's residence, rain's retreat for 3 months. Then the Buddha, by that time, by the end of 3 months, in the world there were 60 arahants. 60 arahants. Then the Buddha dispatched them. Buddha sent them all to different directions as the missionary monks to teach the Dhamma. The Buddha himself went to a place called Uruvela. That area was then called Magadha. Then when the Buddha went there, one day while the Buddha was going from place to place teaching the Dhamma, as it was getting dark, the Buddha had no enough time to come back to the vihara, come back to the monastery. Then the Buddha went to a certain place, to a house of a potter. House of a potter. The name of the potter was Bhaggava. Buddha went to this man and said, he asked, Bhaggava, if it is not inconvenient to you, may I spend one night in your workshop? It's a hut, workshop. So Buddha asked him whether he could spend one night at the workshop. Then he said, for me it is not inconvenient, but there is another ascetic like you who came earlier and he is there in the workshop now. Better you go and ask him. And if he is ready, you both can share the hut, share this workshop. Then the Buddha went to that place and Buddha showed this person. As Buddha went there, Buddha asked him whether the Buddha also could spend that night in the workshop. So he said, it is all right, this is large enough for both of us, we can stay here. So the Buddha spread some grass and sat on the grass. Buddha started to meditate. Now that person, the ascetic who had come earlier, he himself was practicing. Now both were practicing meditation. When it was midnight, Buddha saw that person was practicing very well. Buddha wanted to inquire who he was. Then Buddha went there and asked his name. He said, Pukkusati. His name was Pukkusati. Then Buddha asked, under whose name he had gone forth, became monk. and whose Dhamma he was professing, whose Dhamma he was practicing, who his teacher was. Then he said, my teacher is the Buddha. That man, Pukkasati, said, my teacher is the Buddha. I follow the Buddha's teaching. Buddha is the one who has gone forth from Sakyan clan. Then Buddha asked, do you know where he is now? Where he is now? Then he said, he is now in the north. There is a particular monastery named Savatthi. He is living there now. Then Buddha asked, have you ever seen him? Then he said, I have not seen him. If you see him, could you recognize him? Perhaps not, he said. So then the Buddha said, well, I can give you some more instructions for your meditation. There the Buddha taught him this man, who this man is. The Buddha said, Chaddaturo ayang bhikkhu puriso. Bhikkhu, addressing him bhikkhu. Buddha said, bhikkhu, this so-called man is 6 type of elements. 6 elements. Chaddaturo ayang bhikkhu puriso. Cha passayatano. This man means 6 kinds of contact, bases of contact. 6 bases of contact. 6 elements, 6 bases of contact. Cha passayatano. Attarasa manopavichara. This man means 18 types of mental examinations. Then further said, if this man has 4 determination, he is called sage at peace. That is how the Buddha said. So let's now understand what Buddha talked about this man. Let's understand this in with details. 6 elements. What are the 6 elements? Earth, water, fire, air, space and consciousness. These are the elements in the world. All things, animate and inanimate, animate or inanimate, all things are composed with these 6 elements. This cannot be condemned, refuted by anyone. When the Buddha said things are made of 6 elements, that's it. That's the teaching. So 6 elements are those 6. Then 6 kind of 6 bases of contact. Contact takes place with the unification of 3 things, with the meeting of 3. What are the 3? The eye, form and consciousness. Ear, sound and consciousness. Nose, smell and consciousness. Tongue, taste and consciousness. Body, tangible object and consciousness. Mind, mental object and consciousness. Meeting of these 3 is called contact. It is because of contact feeling takes place. Feeling comes to be. So contact means now there are 18 types, 6 type of contact, 6 type of contact to 6 senses. So then the Buddha said there are 18 examinations. 18 examinations. What are the 18 types of examinations? When there is contact, feeling arises. When there is feeling, feeling is threefold. Pleasant feeling, painful feeling, or neither pleasant nor painful feeling. These are called 3 types of feeling. So through the eye you see there are 3 feelings. Through the ear, 3 feelings. Through the nose, 3 feelings. Through the tongue, 3 feelings. Through the body, 3 feelings. Mind, 3 feelings. So 3 multiplied by 6 becomes 18. Those are called 18 mental examinations. So, man is this. When you say man or woman, those are the things here. Not permanent thing here, inside. No permanent entity to be grasped as a soul or self. All these are the factors to be understood. Then the Buddha said, if this person has 4 determinations. What are the 4 determinations? Buddha said, one should not neglect wisdom. Wisdom is the determination. Wisdom should be developed. It is not to be neglected. Wisdom should be developed. Then the second one, truth should be preserved. Truth is to be preserved, protected. Truth is the second one. The third, generosity is to be practiced, developed, cultivated. Generosity, dana. And the fourth one, peace is to be trained, maintained. Peace. So wisdom, truth, generosity and peace. These 4 are the determinations. Those 4 are the foundations. These are to be developed. Then the person can become a sage, a rishi, sage at peace. That is the message the Buddha gave to this person. Buddha taught this person, and eventually he attained enlightenment. So finally he accepted that the Buddha was there in front of him. So friends, this is how the Buddha taught this man. So according to Buddhism, beings are not created. Beings are born to this world. They are born to this world. Even in the time of the Buddha, people said, some like Brahmins, they said they were created by the Brahma. Brahmins said they were created from the mouth of the Brahma. Brahmanosya mukamasit. That is how they said in Sanskrit. Brahmanosya mukamasit. Brahmins were created from the mouth of the Brahma. Bahu Rajanya Krutak. The Raja, the kings were created from the arms of the Brahma. Then the merchants were created from the thighs of the Brahma. And the slaves were created from the feet of the Brahma. That is how the Brahmins said. Buddha rejected this. Buddha said, invisible Brahma, don't worry about invisible Brahma, invisible creator. Your real creator, your real Brahmas are at home. Parents. Respect your parents as Brahma, creator. Mother is your creator. Father is your creator. Respect them. That is how the Buddha put this. That is how the Buddha taught us. So the beings are not created but born to this world. There are 4 ways for beings to be born here. What are the 4 ways? Andaja, Jalabuja, Sansedaja, Upapatika. Andaja. There are some beings, they are born through eggs. Egg-born beings. Egg-born beings. Through eggs, beings are born. They are called egg-born beings. Andaja. Then Jalabuja. Jalabuja means those who are born from mother's womb, like humans. Then the third category, Sansedaja, moisture-born beings, like flies, mosquitoes, moisture-born. And the fourth category is spontaneous beings, those who are born without the union of parents, no parents, like deities, hungry ghosts. They are born without parents. So those are the 4 categories of beings born to this world. One day Venerable Sariputta said, the birth means birth of 5 aggregates. You see, the man or woman or any being, birth means what? We bring here what? 5 aggregates. We bring here the form form aggregate. Then feelings, perception, volitional formation and consciousness. These 5. No, nothing else. These 5. When the child is born, 5 aggregates are born. When the child is born, 6 senses are born. Eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind. This is what is birth. So the birth means the manifestation of the aggregates and the obtaining of 6 senses. That is how we have to see this so-called birth. So the man is this. So the man or woman, the birth or death is not that important. We all are born, we all die. Once we are born, death is inevitable. We all die because we are born. The Buddha wanted to find a way to stop birth, not death. It is impossible to stop death. Once we are born, we will have to face death. Therefore, the Buddha wanted to find a way to stop birth. That is how he realized the Dhamma. So, friends, this person will have to understand clearly, according to the teaching of the Buddha, how beings are created. This term is given in the suttas. One day a certain deity, a devata, certain deity came to the Buddha and he asked this question, creation, referring to creation of a person. He said, Kinsu janeti purisang, Kinsu janeti purisang, Kinsu tassa vidhavitang, Kinsu sansara mapadi, Kinsu tassa mahabhayam. This is in Pali. I know you don't know Pali, but I want to use Pali because it is the Buddha's language, which gives me extra energy, which gives me extra clearance of the Dhamma. The deity asks, Kinsu janeti purisang? Who is that creates man? Who creates this man? Kinsu janeti purisang? Kinsu tassa vidhavati? What does he have to run around? To run around. What does he have to run around? Kinsu tassa vidhavati? Kinsu sansara mapadi? Who enters the sansara? Who enters upon sansara? And finally he asks, what is his greatest fear? What is the man's greatest fear? For 4 questions. He asked 4 questions. For the 4 questions, the Buddha said, Tanha janeti purisang. This is the answer. Buddha said, Tanha, it is the craving that creates man. Craving is the creator. Our creator is craving. It is because of our urge, thirst, craving that we are born again and again. That is the creator. Tanha janeti purisang. Chitta massa vidhavati. For the second question, the Buddha said, Chitta massa vidhavati. It is the mind that runs around. It is the mind that runs around. Chitta massa vidhavati. Satto sansara mapadi. It is the being, satta, being that enters upon sansara. Being, satta. We all are called satta because we cling to these 5 aggregates. Satta, cling to these 5 aggregates. Buddhas are not called satta. They are asatta, asatta. They are not satta. They are not being. We are being. We are called being. We are called satta because we cling to these 5 aggregates. So Satto Sansara Mahapadi, the being enters upon Sansara. Finally, the fourth answer, the Buddha gave the fourth answer. Dukkhang Tassa Mahabbayang. The greatest fear for this man is dukkha. Dukkha is the greatest fear. Unsatisfactoriness. Sorry. Unsatisfactoriness is the greatest fear. So this is how, friends, we have to understand. We have to understand the creation according to Buddhism. Creation of man. It is clear that even this, the Buddha, right after his attainment of enlightenment, he uttered paeans, uttered joy expression. There the Buddha said, Aneka jati sansarang sandha vissang anibbisang. Too many a birth I wandered in sansara, seeking but not finding the builder of this house. The builder of this house. Then Buddha said, the builder thou art seen, now I see you. Who's this builder? Craving, tanha. It is the tanha. Craving is the builder of this house, creator of this house. The Buddha said, hereafter you never build house. Hereafter, your rafters, all your rafters were broken. Your ridgefold was scattered. You can't build house again. My mind came to the state of unconditioned. That's how the Buddha put this. It is the craving. So friends, we have to understand craving. It is the cause of dukkha. Craving is the cause of dukkha. The Buddha said, this dukkha is to be understood, comprehended. Dukkha is to be comprehended. The cause of dukkha is to be removed, abandoned. That is craving. Then the cessation of dukkha is to be realized. And the path leading to the cessation of dukkha is to be developed. Those are the four noble truths. So one day, a certain group of students, 16 students, went to the Buddha. Of them, there was an eminent, a prominent student named Ajita. He asked questions. When they went to the Buddha, as their teacher told them to ask questions mentally. They went to the Buddha and they asked questions mentally. Then the Buddha gave them answers. Finally they asked this person, this student named Ajita, he said, Savang te sabbadi sota sotanang king nivaranang sotanang sangvarang bruse kena sota pitihare. Savanti sabbadi sota. Sota means stream. All over. Streams are all over. Flowing all over. What are these streams? Craving. There are 6 streams of craving. Stream to the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind. These are the streams of craving. So that means, friends, craving arises in the eye. Craving arises in the ear. Craving arises in the nose. Craving arises in the tongue. Craving arises in the body. Craving arises in the mind. These are the places where craving arises. Whenever it arises there. It sits there. It dwells there. Craving dwells there. Then where is to be ceased? The craving is to be ceased in the eye, in the ear, in the nose, in the tongue, in the body and the mind. So we have to think of these 6 senses. Then if we can curb, if we can reduce our craving to eye, we are controlled. We are meditative. We are more and more peaceful if we can cut down our craving to eye, to ear, nose, tongue, body, like that. So this is why we have to understand craving as the cause, craving as a creator. Craving itself is to be removed for the appeasement, for the attainment of enlightenment. The Buddha very clearly said, it is the craving, the cause is craving, therefore the craving is to be removed. Craving is compared to streams, compared to fire, and compared to the sprout. So we have to understand this one thing. We all practice Dhamma, we all practice Buddhism in order to reduce our craving. The first part of that practice is dana, generosity. Whenever possible, we have to practice generosity, through which we can reduce our craving. Otherwise, we grasp things, we hoard things, then craving increases. Therefore, we have to share with others. We can share with others. That is the first level of giving. The second level of giving is we give others, expecting nothing. When give, we have to give expecting nothing, just for the sake of giving. Giving what? Not the matter, not the material thing that you give, but you give your craving. Whenever you give, think that I give my craving. Then you can reduce your craving. And then the third level is offering. You can offer things to the virtuous one. The Buddha said, offer something to the virtuous one, then you can be happy. So when practice Dhamma, when practice Buddhism, we have to practice 3 things. Dana, Sila, Bhavana. Dana is generosity, Sila is morality, Bhavana is meditation. We have to practice all these 3. Simply saying, I am meditating, I don't want to give, if anybody says like that, that's wrong. Meditators should give. Meditators should observe precepts. And those who practice dana should observe precept, should practice meditation. Those who observe precepts should give, should practice meditation. So all these 3 are like 3 steps. That is the way to practice Dhamma. So friends, I think I don't want to talk lengthy. We can talk, we can discuss further. If you like, we can discuss further. So let's understand, according to the teaching of the Buddha, the question was, our topic was, who created this man? The answer given by the Buddha himself is, craving created this man. It's the craving. So let's understand this wonderful teaching of the Buddha, and let's put this Dhamma into practice in our daily life, so that we can live happily, peacefully in this society, and one day we all can experience the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May we attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.